Amigos de No Puedes Jugar Boxeo, fuerte abrazo desde Big Bear, California, lo que es la casa de Abel Sánchez y por supuesto el campamento de Triple G. Saludo con gusto a Mr. Tom Loeffler, quien es el que maneja la carrera literalmente de Triple G. Sir, it's a pleasure to see you here. Thanks for having us in Big Bear, California. We have tacos, we have a lot of stuff here.
We have the Tecate barbecue grill.
In a beautiful day, it looks like a party, but today is the last media day here in Big Bear, California.
Yes, yeah, that's correct. You know, we're getting in now, almost a month away. Triple G is getting into that final preparation with the sparring. He's in tremendous condition. He's up here in the altitude. You feel the altitude, you know, 7,000 feet. And he's ready. He's ready to go. He wants to get this rematch. He always wanted the rematch after the controversy for the first fight with the scoring. He wanted to do the rematch. Unfortunately, Cinco de Mayo wasn't possible. Canelo had the suspension. So now he really is looking forward to get Canelo back in the ring, and I think it'll be a great fight for the fans.
Habla de que están a menos de un mes ya de la pelea. Triple G se declara prácticamente listo en este campamento de altura y créanme, se siente mucho la altura aquí en Big Bear, California. Se espera una de las grandes peleas a nivel mundial y seguramente la darán. Let me ask you this. Abel Sánchez mentioned that they're gonna knock out Canelo and they're gonna hurt Canelo. What is your opinion about this?
Well, I think Triple G definitely wants to be more aggressive this time. He doesn't want to leave it in the judges' hands. It's really three people that determine his career and his future. And he'll be more aggressive. Canelo is predicting a knockout. So I think this is what's going to be. The first fight was exciting, but I think the second fight is going to be even more exciting. Both guys are going to be more aggressive, more fireworks in the ring. Nobody expected Canelo to be as defensive as he was the first fight. But I think he has a lot of confidence now going 12 rounds with Triple G. And Triple G has all of his frustrations built up, and he really wants Canelo in the ring September 15.
Menciona muchos factores que Canelo debe estar mucho más confiado porque aguantó 12 capítulos. A lo que yo le preguntaba acerca de que dice Abel Sánchez que no solamente lo van a noquear, sino que lo van a lastimar, que definitivamente esperan un Triple G mucho más agresivo, pero por otra parte Canelo también promete el knockout. Lo que se espera es una guerra. Let me ask you this. This is the hardest fight that you ever involved in? The hardest fight?
For negotiation, it was, for sure, yeah. Negotiation was very difficult. I always thought this fight was so big, there's so much involved with it, it has to happen. When Canelo got suspended, Triple G felt disrespected. His Cinco de Mayo date got canceled. From we had to scramble to get a new opponent. And Triple G wanted to have fair terms. He said, Tom, I'll fight Canelo in the I want Canelo in the rematch, but only under terms as a champion, out of respect as a champion, that he felt fair. Canelo felt his side. He was only willing to go up so much. It looked like for an hour it wasn't going to happen. Golden Boy had a deadline. It wasn't going to happen. And then finally Eric called me back and said he spoke to Oscar. They have one last proposal, which was very close to what Triple G wanted, and in 5 minutes Triple G said, no problem, let's make the fight.
Interesante, fíjese, nos comenta a la pregunta que yo le hacía que si es la pelea más caliente en la que ha estado envuelto como, digamos, manager, y dice que definitivamente sí, porque las negociaciones se tornaron muy complicadas, y es que Triple G pedía más dinero en lo que era la pelea de desempate, porque tenía sin duda la categoría de campeón y exigía más. Además, se sintió muy irrespetado por Canelo cuando Canelo da el positivo. Now, let's go for this. Triple G's team is asking Canelo that he goes more like Mexican style, right? That's the position of Triple G's team. But what the Triple G team are willing to do to get the knockout?
Well, that all started that Canelo in the first fight said he was the only real Mexican.
Okay.
So Triple G, everybody knows he likes to be aggressive. Abel Sanchez trains him to fight Mexican style, just like the great Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. trained with the body shots, cutting off the ring, very aggressive. And Canelo fought completely different the first fight. So Triple G says, look, for your Mexican fans, it's the first time Canelo ever got booed by his fans after the fight, whether it was the style, whether it was the decision. the Mexican fans weren't happy. And Triple G has a lot of Mexican fans because of the way he fights. Very aggressive in the ring, with respect outside the ring. And Abel says, look, if you are the real Mexican, fight like a Mexican.
Fíjense qué interesante, dice que el tema de la calentura de los equipos inicia porque Canelo dijo, yo soy el único que tiene el real estilo mexicano, y que finalmente para ellos no lo mostró por el estilo de pelea y demás, y que además es sorprendente la cantidad de seguidores mexicanos que tiene. A mí me sorprende sobremanera, de hecho en muchas ocasiones no lo entiendo. Talking about the big base of Mexican fans that Triple G have, for me it's complicated as a Mexican to understand this, because I mean it's great for your team, but I didn't understand, because in my opinion, when this Triple G team and this kind of team go to the ring, it's like a World Cup.
It's like a World Cup, yeah.
And
very international.
Yeah, very international. I mean, all over the world is going to talk about this fight.
Yes.
So how can you explain that the Mexicans, a lot of Mexicans, are following Triple G? In my case, I didn't understand.
Triple G has a lot of Mexican fans because he has respect for the Mexican fans. He realizes the Mexican boxing fans are some of the most knowledgeable fans, because they watch the boxing so much, and they follow the boxing, and they see the respect and the character Triple G has outside the ring as a person, as a champion, and they appreciate his style in the ring. Every time he gets in the ring, it's an exciting fight. It's not dancing, you know, it's fighting, and that's what's exciting. That's what is exciting for them. He's got a big punch, which I think they like. He's got some tremendous knockouts with body shots, like Matthew Macklin was a great body shot. And this is what the Mexican fans appreciate, because he's gone to Mexico many times. Was in the big Azteca Stadium in front of a full stadium with the NFL game. He was on the field, and the Mexican fans, when they saw him coming out the tunnel, they were chanting his name. So they feel the respect that he has for them as fans, and he really appreciates the respect that they have for him as a boxer.
Interesante lo que explica Tom Loeffler, y él lo entiende de esta manera. Dice que los mexicanos, o la cantidad enorme de mexicanos que siguen a Triple G, es porque en primera Triple G es muy respetuoso con esa base de seguidores que tiene el estilo mexicano. Ha estudiado peleas de Julio César Chávez, ese estilo del gancho, varias peleas las ha definido de esta manera. Ha estado en muchas ocasiones en eventos en México, como aquella ocasión en el Estadio Azteca, en medio de un partido de la NFL. Así es de que, bueno, él lo trata de explicar de esa manera, y es comprensible que finalmente se ha ganado el corazón de los mexicanos. Finally, sir, let me ask you this. It's maybe a stupid question, but why I have to watch this fight? Why I have to buy the pay-per-view? Why?
You have to fight not only to see Triple G and Canelo, but we have a great show. Chocolatito Gonzalez, supposed to be on the show. Jaime Munguía is supposed to be on the show. That's not officially announced yet from Golden Boy, but that's one of the names that they were talking about. And there is a connection between Munguía and Triple G, because he was one of the people that we were considering for Cinco de Mayo. But not only because it's going to be a great show before the main event. The main event is going to be two of the best fighters in the sport of boxing, two of the most marketable fighters in the sport of boxing.
I agree.
And this time, the first fight was a great fight. More like a boxing match with a high IQ. Canelo was more defensive, but the next fight, I think Canelo's predicting a knockout. And I think with Triple G being more aggressive, it's going to be even a more exciting fight the second time.
Bueno, ella está explicando muy claramente que son de los peleadores más, con más mercadeo, con más marketing, con más nombre para vender en el boxeo. No solamente eso, en la cartelera se habla por parte de Golden Boy que Jaime Munguía estaría presente. Ayer se hace el anuncio oficial de que Román Chocolatito González, el nicaragüense, estaría de regreso en esa velada. Y no solamente es ver a Canelo y Triple G, sino también a grandes estrellas. You bring some topic to the table. Let me finish with this. Some part of the Mexicans, and even the Jaime Munguia's team, they believe that Triple G team are afraid to fight against Jaime Munguía. Remember, the Nevada Commission say no, but the people is asking, and I want to ask you, what happens? Triple G was afraid. What happens with Jaime Munguía?
There's a lot of boxers that like to say, a lot of teams that like to say Triple G is afraid of them. Even Oscar at one point said Triple G is afraid of Canelo. when the whole time we were trying so hard to make the Canelo fight. But look, we have respect for Munguía. He's had 2 great wins since that fight. But and that would be a great fight in the future. We tried to make it for Cinco de Mayo.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the Nevada Commission didn't feel that Munguía was so young, and he didn't have the experience yet to be in one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport of boxing. Triple G has one of the biggest punch in boxing, has so much experience in the amateurs and the professionals. We thought he was qualified. We tried to make the case.
28, 24 knockouts.
He was 28-0 with 25 knockouts.
Yeah.
Big puncher. He was much bigger, or is much bigger, than Triple G, even though he fights at 154. If you stand them side by side, he's much bigger.
He's really
His
tall,
shoulders
he's
are
strong.
bigger.
Yeah.
He's got a big punch. We thought it would be a great fight. Nevada Commission thought, you know what, it's maybe not the right level, not the right time for Munguía. He needs to have some more experience. So we, again, just like the suspension, we had to respect the decision of Nevada Commission, and that's why we weren't able to fight Munguía on Cinco de Mayo. But in the future, I think he's going to be a tremendous champion in the future, Munguía. And I mean, he's a champion now, but he'll be even a bigger champion. And I think it'll be a great fight with Munguía in the future.
Interesante, le preguntaba acerca de que si en su momento dado le tuvieron miedo a Jaime Munguía. Él responde que de ninguna manera, que estaban listos para enfrentarlo. Ellos dijeron que estaba listo con ese 28-0, 25, 24 knockouts, no recuerdo ahora exactamente, pero que la Comisión de Nevada decidió que no porque era muy joven. Sin embargo, Tom Loeffler, un hombre con mucha experiencia en el boxeo, dice que es mucho más grande, los hombros, la pegada, y hubiera sido un rival. Pero afortunadamente dice que hay una posibilidad en el futuro de que Jaime Munguía pelee con Triple G. Finally, something to the Mexican people, Latin people, because they are really happy with your work. Let me be honest with you. You bring, again, Superfly. You're always trying to bring something for the Mexican people. So, as a Mexican, I always mention this. Thanks for working for La Raza, because I believe it's the people who pays a lot for boxing, right?
No, we definitely appreciate the support from the Mexican fans, Ernesto.
Yeah.
We have Juan Francisco Estrada headlining the Superfly 3 at the Forum against Orocuta, Felipe Orocuta. That's going to be a Mexican war. And these great Mexican fighters are getting the exposure that they deserve. Main event on HBO. In the Forum in Los Angeles, it's going to be a great fight. What else can we ask? And you know, we just appreciate the support when the Mexican fans come and they buy the tickets or they watch the television. It's a very, very passionate fan base. You know, they're always cheering for their favorite fighters. And like I said, just like Triple G says, it's they're very knowledgeable boxing fans. So we definitely appreciate the support from the Mexican fans.
So let's close this in Spanish. Please repeat after me. No
No
puedes
puedes
jugar boxeo. Jugar
No puedes jugar boxeo.
boxeo. Ahí está.
Yes.
Tom Loeffler is always working for the Mexican community, bringing great fights. Wait for Superfly 3 and, of course, September 15th. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ernesto.
I appreciate it.
Good to
Great
see
Spanish,
you.
by the way.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
With más tecate, it's better.
Hey, with más tecate.
Yeah.